Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monifactory. Okay, so here we are today, episode 65. And yeah, it's been a while since the last episode. Once again, do apologize on that. Sometimes I might just take longer breaks, like I said before. But I still very much want to complete this pack. There is quite a bit to do still. So, yeah. Between episodes, I did install something pretty neat. So why don't I get to showing that off right now? Bam! We are running shaders now. It looks a little funky. I don't know if I can, make the light look a little better. I might, I don't know. See, there's a way you can put like glowstone in blocks or something. Because otherwise, you see these like lone glowing blocks kind of. That's, I believe, from the feral flare lanterns. So that's a little bit of an issue there. But yeah, I don't know. This is my first time running shaders. So I'll have to do some tweaking or something. Anyway, there is something that I want to get to today. So I want to, let me get down here. I want to expand our nuclear craft production stuff. So we have quite a lot of thorium as it is right now. And I don't know if we're really going to need a great deal more. I know that, just like before in the prior season, I am going to want to do the nuclear stuff in a particular order. We are aiming, well, let me get into the quest book so I can transition from there. So with the cryolobus ingots over here, we're going to need Warden tendrils, for example. And those come from, oh, here we go, T4.5. Now the Warden tendrils are used to make cryolobus ingots, right, with diesel. But in order to even get those, we need Sculk Catalyst, right? And I believe last episode I mentioned that I was going to go and figure that out. So I did just that. I went and found a deep dark biome, and I grabbed a Sculk Catalyst that we had there. So we'll go ahead and put that on the wall here, just as a possible thumbnail. Now, where was I going with that thought? All right, so to multiply, or yeah, I guess multiply our production of Sculk Catalyst, we're going to either need Microminer tier 7s, T6. Well, T6 you can just get one straight out, but it's only one. But then like oh wait a minute, Cryolobus T7 and Crystal Matrix T7. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, you can see there's many ways to get the Warden tendrils, but I think for the time being, right, we have to use this here until we get into the higher microminers. There's berkelium or plutonium. Now the plutonium would be a lot easier to obtain right now. I just don't know. Well, Sculk Catalyst, right? One of them. Hold on, I'm trying to remember where I was going with that thought. Okay, wait a minute. Warden tendrils. Right, so the Warden tendrils, yes, okay, that's that. But the Sculk Catalyst. Oh, yeah, right. So the microminer mission. So we would need 16 of the Sculk Catalyst to then send off for the Tendrils. And what did you do, if anything? Okay, they're kind of just used for general materials as well as Warden Tendrils, more catalysts, and hearts. What do you do, I'm wondering? Okay, so the Warden data is used for Huddle, and I think this is basically the equivalent of the Chaos Shards or what have you from Draconic Evolution. But yeah, we're getting too deep into that right now. So the berkelium would be nice to use because it allows us to get more catalysts. It's just going to require like 3 or 4 different chains of nuclear craft processing. So if I'm not mistaken, the chain is something like, in no particular order, TBU, LEA, LEN, LECM, and I think there's one more in there, but I could be mistaken. But effectively, that is how we're going to get the isotopes and whatnot to get berkelium. And I think, consequently, californium as well. So I want to ramp up our thorium production, right? So I looked into the rock cycle simulator, and this is effectively what the rock crusher does, but a multi-block that can be parallelized. So you can see we've got the control hatch that will allow us to run 16 operations or more, or 4 operations or more at once, depending on what control hatch you put in there. And we're going to need the high temperature smelting casings, which we should have that already. And then we're going to need blue ice. Now, I did look into this before this episode recorded, or before I started recording this, and blue ice is nothing complicated. It's just 9 packed ice, and then 9 ice, and you can make that with... Oh, where did it go? Oh, yeah, here we go, the crushed ice. So the crushed ice has been a byproduct of our distilling, so we're good on that. So for that regard, I have the blue ice right here, ready to go. So let me do this. I'm gonna get the simulation, or the rock cycle simulator patterned up here, and we're gonna go with the control hatch. We're gonna get rid of that. Auto. We're gonna put that there, and let's see. Do we have a 16? There we go. Okay, so oops, you go there. And there's no converter here, so we're gonna do converter. I don't think we need to worry about the input bus, output bus, so that should be fine. So everything here should be good then. Okay, so I'm gonna get a cobblestone, rock simulator. Now, of course, with the ongoing nuclear craft processing, we'll have an influx of power. So that would be very good for when we have our big requests, right? So let me get... Okay, cool. So that will craft up for us, no problem. Why are you being a butt? Let's get rid of that. I don't know. Sometimes AE2 is just funky. In any case, HSA, tungsten carbide, that shouldn't take that long, but I'll probably just pause here anyway. Okay, what else before I pause? So we're kind of working over here, the Naquita, the Krylobus. the Enderium crystal growing. So this all here might take a little bit of a detour. We might, let's see, can I request like a bunch of you? Actually, you know what I want to do is I want to pop down to the reactor room here, and I just want to get a quick count of the size of our blocks so that I can make a pattern, right? So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 by 7 by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So 4 by 7 by 7, right? So 49 times 4, so that's 196 reactor casings minus the 4 here. So minus the 4. So let's quickly go back up to our pattern here, and we're gonna get that cleared out. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna say 192. We're gonna grab you. We're gonna grab you. Make that 2. And I want to say, well, you know what? I don't know the exact numbers here. I want to say this would be, I'll just put 25. And cooling, there we go. Is it cryo? There we go. 25. I'll put that at, yeah, 25. Okay, am I missing anything? I think that's all good to go. So for that, get a cobblestone, NC Reactor, 7 by 7. There we go. And we'll put that there. Did I turn the engine off? How do you... There we go. I'll just put this one in here so I don't get anything confused there. Okay, so reactor? There you are. So can I do 3? No, we need a bit more tungsten for that. A bit more tungsten for that. Okay, I mean, technically that will make. Probably a good idea to request some indoors. So get that going. Okay, so yeah, with that being said, oh, wait a minute. Is that the, okay, that's the indoors. Where's the rock simulator? Okay, so that's making the carbide and the titanium carbide. All right, so let me pause here and I'll be back in a few. Hey everybody, we're back. So I got the reactor materials here, and I did look up the process on which we're going to do the reactions. So we're gonna want to have, I guess, the 4 reactors. I guess I have the big one, and then I'll have 2 more here, right? So we're gonna have the TBU reactor here, and then we're gonna have LEN here, then we'll have LEA, and then LECM. So that will work at getting us neptunium, uranium, americium, plutonium, if I didn't say that already, curium, californium, and berkelium. So those will all be used at some degree, but the berkelium is what we're after right now. I'm sure we'll need the californium later on, but we'll get there when we get to it. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 7, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just enough space, but I will be extending this room, no doubt. Okay, so I'm gonna, before I continue with that and off camera at that, I want to show that I put and built the rock simulator here. And while we're here, let's get that muted. There we go. So yeah, here's our rock simulator. And we are running it at the 16 parallel recipe. That's sucking up about 61,000 EU per tick. And back here we have our deep slate. You can see we've got about 39,000 blocks in here. It's working pretty quick. We got a 16 amp converter. And here's our initial deep slate. Right, so right now we're producing more rock, or more block rather, than we are the dust slash thorium. And I don't think we're going to have a surplus of thorium anytime soon. Not unless we get more maceration. But in any case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, build the reactor, and I'll see what we can do about just manually feeding our reactor some isotopes. That way we can... Oh, sorry, I got distracted here. Why is that not connecting? Okay, weird. Now I lost a train of thought. But I'll try to remember. But yeah, I want to get the plutonium, or the berkelium, so that we can send off for the Sculk Catalyst. Okay, I'll be back in a few. Hey everybody, we're back. Okay, so I went and got a LuV Centrifuge because unfortunately the the LEN here requires LuV. So what I'm going to be doing is, after I end off the episode today, is I'm going to go and request a regular, well, the centrifuge multi-block, right? And it will be set, of course, to normal centrifuge and not the thermal. We have the thermal, but yeah, we don't want that for our purpose. So yeah, I'll get that done there, right? So we're gonna put that in there, and that's gonna take some time still. So probably a good idea we get that centrifuge going. But this will give us the americium that we're gonna be needing. We also get more plutonium, which is good. And then I wonder if I can request another reactor. Oh, I can. Cool. So I'll probably get that going before when I close the game out today. Oh, there we go. Why are you not having power? You know what? That's right. I need to get that filter going again. Okay. Import depleted LEN. There we go. That's another thing. I really need to push the Cryolobus because we really need to get the next conduit, and Cryolobus is going to be 2 tiers above the Signalum, right? So if we look at the recipe here, there's Enderium, and then there's Cryolobus, and that's going to be 8 million or 1 million EU roughly per tick, because we are starting to get into big numbers for basic machine recipes like this. Okay, so let's go back. So now we're starting to get our americium, right? Now, do I have the LEA recipe? Looks like I do. Oh, I don't have enough americium 243 yet, but so once we get the LEA, oh yeah, I forgot LEA. Once we get the depleted LEA, that will give us the curium, right? And LECM, and I believe we want the 243. That's going to be the 246 and the 243 of the curium. I'm going to hiccups. And then once we get the depleted... Are you shitting me? Oh, okay. I really should have looked into this sooner. But we're not going to be able to get berkelium until ZPM. So all that means we're just going to have to settle for the plutonium. So we have liquid plutonium on craft. So liquid plutonium in a chemical reactor at EV with stone and EXP juice will get us the catalyst. So we should just be able to put this into our on-demand crafter, right? Yeah. And then where's that Sculk? There you are. Put you in there. LCR. Okay, so if I request a catalyst, great. Now it has to craft the juice. How long does this normally take? Okay, 50 seconds. So in that case, I think it's about that time to upgrade our reactor. Wait, question mark? It's on IV. Wait, did I fudge the recipe? Oh, you know what I'm missing? It's non-consume. There we go. Okay, so that only takes 13 seconds with the RIV tier. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, with that, we'll have more. Yep, there we go. Now the question is, did I include the catalyst in there? No. Okay, cool. So it was smart enough to ignore the non-consume part. Cool. All right. So that's that solved. But we're gonna need a little bit more in order to send out. Sorry, I'm looking at this for a minute here. Cryolobus, Magnolin. So the microminer will get us the Warden Tendrils, and we should have the recipe. Oh, that's a question. Did I ever fix the 4.5? I don't know if I did or not. Because I recall there being some concern about, I think it was the sword. But we'll see if this even crafts up. And it shouldn't take that long. Well, that does that thing. Let's grab an Americium. Right. Let's hop on down to our reactor room. So if we plop that in there. Question mark? Oh, is it because we don't have a lever? There you go. So that pops out upwards of 370,000, I think. So now if we look at our inventory, there's the depleted. And plop on over here. Then we're gonna come over here, whitelist, and bada boom. There we go. And there's our curium. Now I don't know if we're gonna need curium right now, but it's good to get that going, I suppose. Okay, so how's that miner going? Okay, still working on the lumium, the signalum, the stainless steel, and the vibrant alloys. So that might take some time. Where is the 4.5? Okay, allegedly it's right here. So I don't know what's going on with the sword business. I might have to look into the unpackager. Or I might have to, I don't know, re-pattern this all over again. It's funky like that, I suppose. Okay, so that's going to take some time still. What can we do, if anything, in the meantime? So right, there's the Enderium, technically. So what? Enderium mixer. Did I start patterning? Patterning? I can't say that word. Let's just look into the Enderium dust here. Or alternatively, we do the magma, the krypton, the primal mana, the resonant clathrate, resonant. So the clathrate is going to be resonant ender. Now, do we have? I don't think we have that. So the okay, that's not a big deal. So let's get that going here. Now we are going to need a fluid cell. Thankfully, we have a lot of components there. It might be, oh, there it is. I was gonna say it might be blocked creating other stuff, but no, we're good. So molten, no, resonant ender, and we'll do molten enderium, and just in case, liquid enderium. So normally I wouldn't be doing this, but I don't expect we'll be having enough of each fluid for it to matter. Where's the, there it is. Okay, so let's go get this into the extractor. Fluids. Ender. And that should cook up. It's on LV. Why are you having issues? Did I misunderstand? Or is it a power issue right now? Yeah, it's a power issue. Oh my goodness. Cripes. There we go. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, we really need to rush that Krylobus. You better not be going on power again. Okay, so this might take a little bit of time. Let me do. Where did I put the? There it is. There we go. Okay. So that ender is there now. So we're going to want the clathrate, and that's going to be in a chemical reactor, which, surprise, surprise, we could go and put into our LCR machine. And there we go. Resonant clathrate. Right, so now for the Enderium, we're going to need the krypton, which we should have now. We're going to need 14 circuit. I think we have that set up. And Naquada. You know what? Do I even... I don't think I do. You know what? Enderium. Okay, it still needs Naquada. Technically, I could just put this into the friggin' EBF. That might be better. Oh god, I gotta sneeze 1 second. Okay. Yeah, we'll do the dust. What was it? Did it need a circuit? No. Let's see. Do I have? There we go. So the Enderium dust should be able to get one of those. And it's making sterling silver, blue steel, and blue steel. Good old Zolander. And there we go. There's the Enderium crafting. I hope. There we go. Enderium dust. Where'd you go, Enderium? There you are. Okay, so I know we have that Naquita EBF, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna plop you. Oh, I thought I heard something strange there for a minute. There you go. Number 2. You should be the one. Looks like we're golden. Oh wait, that's not the right one. Oh, did I put it in the wrong? Oh, I'd never even set up the EBF yet. Shoot. Okay, let me do this. Let me move, or not move, let me install the crafting system over here, and I'll get that fixed. Back in a few. Okay, we are back. As you can see, got the Naquita furnace going. That's going to be about a minute for that to cook up. It's a little bit awkward right here with the anchor and whatnot, but I guess it doesn't really matter if I have that cable right there because it's separated. This cable isn't touching that. So let's just axe that. Okay, but otherwise that should be good to go. We got an automatic hatch. That's just about done. And the Enderium should be flowing. Oh, there it is. Good. For a minute I was concerned that we weren't going to be able to do it. That the freezer or what have you was going to have some manner of issue. But there is our first Enderium Ingot. Okay. Oh, can I get that, please? There we go. Radio. So the quest book is not going to update because it's waiting on a dependency. It's still waiting on this. What is it waiting on? Barium, signalum double plates, elite crafting table. I don't know. I'm sure I'll have to look into it. But yeah. Oh, and so our ship did have the issue where swords weren't going or weren't being absorbed into the table. So I'll have to figure out something. Meantime, technically we could start looking at Dragon's Breath for Gene. And I know Gene gasoline is like ridiculously expensive, but it also lasts like a whole 2 minutes on 1 millibucket. And we get 16 buckets with, what is it? Half a bucket of Dragon Breath, which half a bucket is 2 Dragon Breath. So that seems pretty good. But, you know, I want to make sure that we have a constant supply at the same time. But in any case, back to what I was also wanting to do with this. being sending it off for the Warden Tendrils. And I think we can just go ahead and pattern this actually. Okay. Oh, it's doing this nonsense. Okay, let me adjust. There we go. And just to make sure, because okay, so that would be the large boy, right? Yes. Large. Microminer. Where was the microminer? Okay, that's not a good sign already. It's probably a power voltage issue, isn't it? That's the output. Nani? LuV. Oh, it's crafting the erothium. That's what it was. But also, additionally, okay, no, we're on LuV. Good. Okay, so that's great. That will take a minute, well, a minute and some change, and we're gonna get the deep dark data and the Warden Tendrils. So the deep dark data won't be useful to us until we get to the T7. And dilithium, right. So gold, silver, platinum, ruthenium. That's pretty nice. Warden heart, what's that going to be useful for? Looks like the ultimate material for one. And then there's this dischargement. Not too sure about this, but I'm sure we'll get to it in due time. Hey, did it? How much power is this sucking back? Oh, you know what? Let me try and fix this. Wait. Yeah, it's getting power, but probably not enough of it. Just to be double sure. Okay. This is why I'm pushing to get Cryolobus quickly, because, well, I want to get the better tier, because I'm going to have to go and do a lot of conduit breaking and then replacing, and that's going to take me a considerable amount more time to do. The way that Enderium is right now, it's just really scuffed. So replacing the conduits in step is going to not be an option. So I'm probably going to have to make a great crap ton of Cryolobus. I don't think there is a conduit probe anymore. There is, but I don't think... I don't know if I ever made this. But what I'm trying to say is I don't remember if this specifically is the tool that would tell us what our power conduit network is looking like. Let me see if I can't quickly... Oops. I'm going to do a little control shift. Oh, we don't have that. Okay, there we go. And there we go. So let's see. This feature isn't implemented yet. Good. Well, that sucks. Okay, well, I'm just gonna have to frickin' wing it and see how many Cryolobus ingots I'm gonna need. In fact, let's just try and check that right now, shall we? Let's do this. Let's say about 1,000, right? Enderium. Wire mill. Wait, Scuzzy? Oh, I screwed up. Crylobus. Yes. About 1,000. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I forgot how to friggin' expand these. Wire mill. There we go. And that's going to be 64 Enderium ingots. That's actually not that bad. Yeah, Cryolobus. Cryolobus wire. Default. Okay, so we're going to need 256 of this. Yeah, that'll do. Where's the hog? There we go. So we're gonna need about 512 Warden Tendrils. So that might be a bit. And we get about 32 permission, so 512 divided by 32. We're going to make 16 ships. So overall, that's not terrible. So let's see, let me look at this again. When we cook this, we're going to be needing the Naquita furnace. We're also going to be needing it to be LuV, which I think it is. And we'll have the hog, which, yeah, that will be sent in via the craft. So yeah, I think that's doable. What I'll probably be doing then is working on getting tendrils. And because I'm going to be ending off here today now, I'm going to request another reactor. And I'm going to request a centrifuge multi-block. And we don't have aluminum wire. Let me just fix that real quick. I don't know why this got lost. Something happened. Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna just not worry about duplicating or not multiplying the pattern. Okay, so that's gonna get going. And next episode, we'll come back and I'm gonna try and get the Warden tendrils and get the conduits all done and replace them in our base. And that's gonna take a while. And maybe I'll try and get that other reactor set up as well with the room adjusted to fit it. That being said, I hope you did enjoy. I will see you all in the next one. Ta-ta for now.